Today is November 1st, first of the month, the day we pay tribute to one of the greatest bands out of Cleveland, Bone Thugs in Harmony.
Cue the music if we got it.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
It's the first of the
So
month.
get up, get up, get up.
Oh, God, we sound like that one terrible...
I sound good.
I don't know if you sound good. I don't think you
I think
sound
I have
good.
some harmony.
We sounded like, oh, man, what is that old, 70s...
That bar room freaking
No.
wife and like that Vegas bar room couple that play like in the smoky lounge.
Oh, my God, why can't I think of it? Dude, it's going to come to me. All right.
Anyways.
Hit that shit. Let's go. Let's get this started.
All right. Well, today we're talking about the NFL trade deadline. Derrick Rose is back in the NBA news. We're going to talk about Thursday Night Football. We're going to talk about the Los Angeles Dodgers post-World Series. And we're going to give you an NBA Eastern-Western Conference update.
Sure. That sounds like good stuff to me.
Hey, but in our world right now, I'm proud to say it, the San Ynez Pirates are back into the CIF Playoffs.
Division 7, Southern Section, playoffs.
We're traveling down to West Covina to play Northview High School.
Yeah.
What's their mascot?
They are the Vikings.
Oh, that's right. I've seen them in wrestling. And, yeah, I remember that. They're one of those outside teams, but...
Yeah. They got a good squad.
It's East LA, right? Close to?
It's more like Azusa, Monrovia, Duarte area.
Okay.
It's like West Burbank, not Burbank. Fullerton.
Dude, I'm excited just because it's my first taste of LA football.
High school.
High school football. I've, coming from where I come from in the San Jose area, don't get me wrong, there's other areas of football I've seen. I've never seen a live game from a LA high school where it's a breeding ground for college athletes.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids, you see them. They're all coming out of LA. And I'm excited to see our boys compete against them.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup. They got some guys. They got some speed on the outside. They got a couple of receivers who can run fast and catch well. I mean, there's a couple. They're literally one's a sophomore, one's a junior.
They're brothers.
Fast. I want to say Thompson or something like that. They're fast, not real big, but they can catch the rock. The quarterback does a good job. They play some decent defense. Little bit different style of football than what we're used to.
Yeah.
We're more of a punch you in the mouth kind of team.
Yeah, I'm excited to show them how we play football.
Yeah, it's a little bit different north of Santa Barbara.
Yeah, it's real exciting too because it's been 5 years since we've been in the playoffs, and there's been a lot of teams from in between that
got snubbed,
and this team's representing, and I think they understand,
the importance,
what they represent, the importance, the people they played with before who didn't get to play, who want,
Yeah, last year's seniors were a combined 23-7 in there for their varsity record with 0 playoff appearances.
Right. It's just, I'm still excited with the new league and it was a wild card. It was a at-large bid.
Yeah. That we had a good time.
Oh, just finding out. So, again, Sean and I worked the graveyard shift, and we found out Sunday morning after our last game against San Marcos. I get off work at 8 o'clock in the morning. I pick up the wife and kid, and we go down to our buddy Tony's house. His wife made a nice little breakfast spread. Meet him, put it all out there.
Oh, yeah. She made some great able skewers.
Yeah, able skewers on point.
Some bacon, mimosas.
We're there with our head coach, our offensive coordinator, and we're just hitting refresh and trying to find out. And the CIF website's a little dated.
Oh, yeah. It's very user unfriendly.
Yeah, so we're waiting, and then we're waiting for 9 o'clock to happen. And right on the hour, Coach McClurg and Foyer is on his phones, and Sean's like, I got it. And it was silence in the room. Because the last 3 years, it was and Sean lets out a big Ric Flair, woo! And all of a sudden,
chest bumps were flying, handshakes.
Shoot, powdered sugar, evil skewers flying through the air.
And that's when the real work began because...
instantly.
From that point on, at 11 o'clock, the matchups are released. And after the matchups are released, you contact the coach of the team you're playing, and you do the huddle exchange, which is...
3 films?
4.
4 films.
You get 4 films, And that's when you go to work, because you got to watch all the films, because you've never seen this team. You got to find out what they do, their system, their players.
Well, and we do. You guys have done a great job. Game planning, scheming every week, but you guys do it 5 days in advance.
Oh yeah.
We might be playing a game one week, but on Thursday you're preparing for the next week. You got work to do.
It's almost ready by the weekend.
So you and Coach McClurg and the offensive coordinators did 4 days of work
in half a day.
You know?
Not to mention Tony smoked up a good brisket.
It was in celebration or in
agony
that we were going to eat some good meat, and it's how we've always done it at the end of the season.
It was either we were going to game plan and eat good, or we were going to get shit-faced drunk and eat really good.
Well, he started smoking that thing at midnight or 3 o'clock in the morning, something
midnight,
crazy. Yeah,
midnight.
So that thing was smoking for a good while. It was really good brisket though too.
Yeah.
We made those sandwiches.
A solid 12.5-hour smoke.
Is there a way our listeners could listen to it or watch it streaming? I'm sure they can. We'll try to. Let's post it on our. We've been gone, guys. We've been gone. I know we didn't do an episode last week, but we needed a little break. We were working hard.
Yeah, we're caught up in the playoff push and all that, and I've been doing some side work.
I know you're laying floors.
Yeah, I'm helping a buddy out.
Who are you working for?
Ty Snow Custom Flooring.
Hey, you need those floors done in the San Ynez Valley, Santa Barbara County.
Yeah, Ty will travel. He does good work.
You could get your own podcast star laying floor in your kitchen or living room,
or just watching Ty do all the work. But I'll act like I'm doing something. I'll pick up the papers and sweep and vacuum.
Yeah, but we'll see if we'll find out a source to watch it live or listen to it.
Yeah,
and guys, we just want support for our Pirates.
Yeah,
give the boys some love. First round, this team don't even know who we are, and we want to shock the world and make a playoff push.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. We got to play our best brand of football. I think we can do some things offensively against them. Defensively, we play physical. We play fast like we can. I'm confident in our defensive abilities to defend the pass and get a little bit of a pass rush going. From what I've noticed with this team is they are fast. Their passing game isn't really intermediate. They like to hit the deep ball, kind of like when we played Santa Barbara. But I haven't seen them go up against like the type of corners that we have. We have long, fast corners. I mean,
physical.
Yeah,
we're gonna press you, push out of bounds.
We got a 6'2" and a 6'4" corner that run 4.5s.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, super excited for them. Again, hey, get your black and orange on tomorrow night. If you're far away or close, make it to the game. West Covina has got a complex. They host 3 home teams, right?
Yeah, it's a nice looking facility. It's within the last 10, 15 years, I think it's been opened.
Yeah, it's so cool. So even the visiting team has a team room, a locker room.
Yeah,
and we're going to get there early enough that it's going to be kind of like a college game, cool experience for our kids.
Exactly. And I couldn't be more proud of our guys. They earned it. The seniors, the 3-year varsity guys that have been through the past 8-2 seasons, the past 2 years, and come up short in the playoff run. Hats off to them for sticking with it and grinding it out, winning games that we needed to win.
Yep. All right, dude. Well, Pirate Pride, let's go. Hopefully everyone's paying attention and watching. But let's get into the show with our starting lineup, Sean.
All right. I'm going out on a limb here today, more so than I normally do. I'm making a prediction.
Oh, you got your crystal ball out?
Yeah. I don't know if I'd call it a prediction per se. Simply because of, I'm not really calling anything. I'm just backing the moves of this guy. I'm saying, I know this is going to ruffle some feathers. It always does when you talk about this team and the leadership on this team.
Lay it.
John Gruden.
Starting lineup.
Is my starter.
Chucky, huh?
Old Chucky.
Bringing out the visor.
He is ruffling a lot of Raider fans' feathers.
Oh, man.
Getting rid of Khalil Mack, trading away Amari Cooper. But what he's doing he's acquiring draft picks.
He's Jimmy Johnson or Jim Johnson.
He's Bill Belichicking right now. He's got 3 first-round draft picks next year with a second that'll probably be pretty close to the end of the first, the very beginning of the second round. And then I think they have 2 more firsts the year after. So the future for the Raiders could be pretty bright, getting rid of a lot of salary and opening up some space to get rookies in, get those high-priced free agents.
Well, for me, and again, if I had my ruffles feathered, but I don't care because I'm not a Raider fan, but how many head coaches these days, because what he's doing, he's rebuilding. He's taking a rebuilding year.
Oh, yeah.
And, the saying for a lot of coaches in the NFL, be like, hey, there's no rebuilding years. They're going, we could be competitive now. We want to get the Super Bowl. He's taking it back. He's taking a rebuilding year.
I think he understands that the Raiders weren't really in contention with what they had. I mean, Khalil Mack.
Khalil is the loss.
It's a big loss. He's a great player. He's a premier pass rusher. But
okay, here's my question to you. With the whole rebuilding year, does he get rid of Carr? I don't feel like he's loving the situation.
I don't think Carr's the guy.
Right.
I mean, his numbers are very pedestrian. He doesn't seem to get it done.
Because I think their O-line is decent compared to other O-lines
compared to previous O-lines from the Raiders teams. Yeah, he's got a great offensive line.
Right.
But Marshawn's out and he's at the tail end. He's in the twilight years of his career, which, I'm surprised he came back this year. So, they've got vacancy at running back. Their receivers are garbage. They got a good tight end. Jared Cook's solid at tight end.
So you like him more for his GM moves than his head coaching moves?
Yeah, I think, looking at his pool of talent, I think he's making a cognizant decision about what the future holds. Moving to a new city in another year and a half.
That Vegas move is going to be tough.
So, it's like he needs to get some rookies in there. He needs to get younger. They need to get faster, and they need some more dynamic players.
Yep. Well,
but
and you know what's funny? How you're saying they need to get faster. That's one thing old Al Davis used to do. He used to get speed.
Well, he drafted the fastest guy in the draft, and who was just a terrible football player. DHB, Darius Hayward-Bay, fast, albeit terrible receiver.
Yeah. Well, he did.
He's had a career. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a top 10 pick. I mean, It's like, are you kidding me? You could have got this guy in the 4th.
You should have drafted a punter.
Right? I mean,
another Raider move.
Hey, they've had some great kickers over the years.
Oh yeah, Seabass is still kicking.
Oh yeah, dude's a beast.
All right, Johnny Gruden.
Hey,
put your crystal ball. If you were going to be a medium or a someone who could tell the future, would you be more like Cleo, the Jamaican lady? Would you be the Rhode Island medium
or Long Island?
I know you guys are a fan.
Yeah, I've seen her twice live.
All right, what kind of style or like? If you could tell, if you were a palm reader type person, what would be your theme?
Well, I would
just be you.
I'd be me because if I was Miss Cleo, I'd get busted for being a fraud.
I loved Miss Cleo's whole thing. That was my favorite.
Until she got popped and
she doesn't even have an accent.
No,
I loved it, bro.
Total fraud. Teresa Caputo, she's got a very good stage presence about her. My wife loves it. I've seen her live twice. Going to go a third time because she's coming back.
3-4 days at the.
She's coming back 3 shows in the beginning of January at the casino, and we'll be attending at least one.
All right. Yep, Long Island medium. Right. I think you'd be the San Ynez large. I'm definitely not a large. I'm wearing 3Xs, guys.
Yeah,
I need to cut down on my shirt sizes.
All right.
Anyways,
who's in your starting lineup, Paulo?
All right. So Thursday night happened. And my Niners played against the Raiders, and it was going to be kind of a scrubby game. It was, bottom of the barrel game. 2 of your worst teams.
Yeah, in prime time.
Not excited. Not too many people were excited with the Thursday night games. And, I've ripped Thursday night. But my Niners were up. Third quarterback, Nick Mullens, didn't expect anything, and the kid went off. 151.9 passer rating. He threw, 16 for 22 passes. 262 yards and 3 tubs. Don't get me wrong. There was a couple. Did you see Kittle's catch?
No.
one-handed catch, broke a 70-yarder.
I did start him against Eddie in fantasy.
Well,
though.
Josh started him against me too. So,
Of course he did.
Don't get me wrong, but that's like for a rookie starter, quarterback starting his first games. That's like career numbers. He's like one of 3 people to ever throw touchdowns in their first 2 drives, to score 3 touchdowns in their first games. He's one of the best starters of all time. First gamers.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Do I see it happening consistently throughout the season? No. But to come out Thursday night and throw those kinds of numbers up and repping the San Francisco 49ers with that gold helmet, I couldn't be prouder. Am I going to get a jersey T-shirt? No.
Jersey T-shirt.
But hey, he hyped up Thursday night for me. Nick Mullens, you're starting for me.
Well, you need all the support you can get for the Niners because they're dog shit.
Did you see our third running back break his arm?
Yeah, I mean, after he busted a long touchdown, like a 50-yard touchdown run, he goes and snaps his arm like a Z.
My God.
It looked like Theismann's leg.
Oh, talk about that stuff. You know what? I at least didn't notice it. I was watching it with my wife. When you see the other players around the play just start waving at the trainer, both sides of the ball, even the guy, because he he just tripped him.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big hit or anything, but they went for it on 3rd and short, like 3rd and 1, and he missed it, and he kind of dove forward, land on his hand. It snaps like a Z, and you hear the, ah!
It makes you cringe.
Oh, man. I'm like, at least he's fucked up. He's hurt. And she's like, what? I'm like, he's hurt. They go instantly to the commercial.
Yeah, and it's like, then they warn you, what we're about to show you is kind of graphic.
Yeah, oh, I hate that. Because there's, you always feel for him. And I was like, I don't know what it is. Because I thought it was going to be like his knee because he tripped him. And I thought maybe like the leg did like a Lattimore. What was that, North Carolina State? When his knee freaking flew around in the air. Was it Lattimore? Marcus?
South Carolina.
Yeah. Gamecock, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gnarly injury.
Which time? The first or the second one?
Oh, but when it windmilled.
Yeah, that one was bad.
That's what I thought it was. But to just see him land, and you need to drink that Ensure. Get some more calcium into those bones.
Something, because that was bad.
Oh, some gnarly injuries. What was it? There's been a couple bad injuries. I just hate watching.
Well, the Theismann one is
the worst.
It's always bad.
Always bad.
There's one from UCLA like 12, 15 years ago. Opening kickoff of the season. Guys run down the sideline, gets tripped up, starts stumbling. His leg like dislocates and it starts windmilling around. Oh, it was
They got
bad.
good doctors at UCLA though, so.
Yeah. That's about the only thing that kid had
That's
going
the good
after
positive. Yeah, no. You know which one always gets to me too, and it was the Niners versus Seahawks when Navarro Bowman's knee got knocked out of place.
Oh yeah.
That's just a gnarly one. Anyways, well, let's talk about Thursday Night Football. It was a good game. Not really for the Niners. It was a highlight show.
I wouldn't call it a highlight game. I'd call it a
blowout.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was 2 shitty teams and one slightly better than the other.
I know.
I mean, no, I bet you the ratings were so piss poor. Outside of California, nobody gave a shit about that game. Nobody watched that game.
No one watched it.
Anyways. I didn't even watch it. It was so bad. So bad. The stands were so fucking empty. It reminded me of my senior year versus Atascadero at home. You could hear our parents talking in the stands.
How bad?
Oh, it was
most
shit.
of the time, too. Like, they canceled the preseason Niner Raider game because, the violence that would happen in the stands. I don't think there was any of that.
There'd have to be fans in the stands to have violence.
It was kind of depressing. Anyways, Nick Mullens, you're my starter. John Gruden, you made it too. 2 guys on Thursday night. Congratulations. Let's talk about shit in the bed on a Sunday. Who do you got, Sean?
I think we're going to collaborate on this one.
One big brown shit.
Yeah.
And when I say brown, I mean the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, your prediction of, what was it, 4 wins?
I think I said 4.
I think you said 4
I went from
wins.
6 to 4.
I think that's coming to fruition, closer by the day.
Baker's only got 1 win since he's been starting, and that was against the Jets.
But they've been close. I mean,
they're not playing bad, but the moves that they're making, we mentioned the Carlos Hyde move, which Nick Chubb is.
He's a solid rookie. I didn't think getting rid of Hyde with the I mean, the dude was scoring a touchdown at least every week.
Yeah.
And, you know, it all stems with the coaching. And the Browns finally did themselves a solid and got rid of Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson's 3-year record or 4-year record is like 3-36-1 or 2.
But why Todd Haley?
Yeah, you know, I don't know.
Is he?
I think
know he's
guilty
not
by association.
Yeah, I know he's not the most positive guy. You know, he's hard on his guys and he expects a lot out of them. But he's a primetime offensive coordinator.
I don't know if I'd call him primetime. I mean, the name's big.
Right.
But, you know.
When he was in Pittsburgh, but I think he knew his role there.
Well, yeah, you know, you have Mike Tomlin and then there's everybody else.
Well, and you had the defensive coordinator there for a while, too.
Dick LeBeau.
Dick LeBeau is right under him.
Yeah.
Todd Haley, don't talk to him like that.
And, you know, Big Ben didn't really get along with Todd Haley.
Well, that's why he went to Arizona, too, right?
Was that right after?
I think so.
Yeah, Todd Haley's not he's not really a player's coach. He's just kind of a dick.
Yeah.
And I would imagine it'd be kind of tough to play for a guy like that.
Well, even their new head coach, the defensive coordinator,
Greg Williams.
Yeah. He's a tough guy, but he's a player's guy.
Yeah.
He builds relationships, you know, and that's probably the difference between a lot of coaches. You could be a tough guy, but you could still love your players and appreciate it. I don't think Todd Haley had that in him.
I don't think he had the rapport with his players. I don't think he's the type of coach that players go to bat for. You know, like Greg Williams, he's an asshole. He'll motherfuck you in front of everybody, but
somehow he pulls the best out of you.
Yeah, and then he'll buddy you afterwards. And
do you think he's going to be able to keep the head coaching job after his interim run after this year? Or
I doubt it.
I know he's not a head coach guy.
No, he's a coordinator, and I think he understands the fact that he's a coordinator. I mean, his defenses are typically pretty good.
Now, him being the head coach and being a defensive guy, what are they? You know, it hurts their offense. You know, don't get me wrong, defense wins championships, but if they're not producing any points, and with the new OCs, you know, do you keep running the same offense?
It's hard. It's hard to switch midseason. I mean, you know, they're in week 10, week 9.
Yeah.
And, you know, throwing a wrench in the game this late in the season, it's like, shit, whole fucking season down the drain.
Yeah. You know, it's a different type of rebuilding they're doing. When you're doing not front office, but, you know, coaching changes.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just surprised they brought Hugh Jackson back at the beginning of the season.
He should have been cut 2 years ago.
Oh, I mean, he seems like a good enough guy and a decent coach, but for that organization, he's not the guy. You know, he was kind of the poster child.
I don't know how he gets. He's
a subpar Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis is a great regular season coach, but as soon as they get into the playoffs, they get fucking beat first round.
Yeah.
You know, they'll win their division and then shit the bed first round.
Yeah.
Every year.
Cleveland Browns. I don't know. I'm going to say it again. I've never ripped on a town or a team this hard in my life, but it's pretty shitty right now.
Oh, they're so bad.
Oh, Cleveland.
Just they can't find the way to win. They're in games and then they just shit themselves and lose it.
And they already had their Monday night, Thursday night games, right? They're already.
Yeah, I think their primetime games are over.
So
gotta hope so.
They just evaporate.
Stupid.
It's over with the Browns, huh?
Yeah, they're donezo.
All right. Well, that's our shit to bed Sunday. Collaborative move, one big dump. All right. All right. Another news in the NFL. Earlier this week, we had the NFL trade deadline. You know, there were some last minute moves with I called it the wide receiver carousel.
Sure.
What else did you call it?
What'd I say? Retriever.
Yeah. Which I see how you try to make that work.
Yeah, it can work a little bit.
But a lot of receivers got moved around.
Big names.
Absolutely. Amari Cooper moving to the Cowboys.
I think that's a good move. You know, according to the experts, out of the 3 trades we'll talk about, according to the experts, they said that was the best one.
And what did the Cowboys give up? Was that a first round or a second round?
No, they gave up a second round, I think. A second and a third.
Right.
Amari Cooper to the Cowboys, that gives them that solid number 1/2.
Yeah, Dak's got another guy.
Is Amari a solid number 1 guy? I doubt it. You know, but he's enough to be a solid possession guy and stretch the field a little bit. They need to utilize his skill set. Well, like the Raiders, they try to use him as the deep threat guy, and I don't think that's what he is. I think he's that mid-range route runner, possession guy. I mean, he can get you 8 to 10 grabs a game and 100+ yards. It's just he's not that deep threat like home run hitter.
Yeah, and I don't know if, don't get me wrong, I think he could be a lot more productive with the Cowboys than he was the last 2 years with the Raiders.
Well, he's got the benefit of having a solid run game. The Cowboys will pound the ball with Zeke, and, some play action would be great with him.
Got a decent slot receiver to go underneath and pick up some.
They got Terrence Williams, Cole Beasley, that rookie Gallup. They got a few pieces on the wide receiving core, but adding Amari is definitely going to help the younger guys. That third and fourth option type play by absorbing some of the defenders. So the Cowboys went out and made themselves a good move. They gave up kind of a lot for it, but I think in the long run, it's going to help.
Right. Another receiver that got moved around, Golden Tate from Detroit to Philadelphia, the Super Bowl champs. Carson's got another dude to throw to. I think Detroit should have gave him up. I thought Detroit, who's Detroit getting?
I thought Detroit lost with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Golden Tate was the guy. I mean, he was a solid, 10 to 14 target a game receiver. He's not that deep threat guy, but he's the guy that takes those short to mid range passes.
He's going to catch some hard passes. He's going to get some yak.
Yeah, and he's going to break some runs. He goes to the Eagles. Nelson Aguilar has been kind of disappointing this year. Mike Wallace, their offseason pickup.
Well, and they threw to the tight end.
Well, Ertz is going to see a majority of the targets, and that's a given because he's a beast. Then you got the new tight end, Dallas Goedert, the rookie out of North Dakota State. I want to say that's where he's from. Or South Dakota, one of the Dakotas. So they got the two good tight ends, and adding Tate in the slot will really help, stretch the field a little more, take some pressure off the tight ends in the underneath game. And I think his production will go down because he's not going to see as many targets.
The ball's going to be spread around, but hopefully it leads to wins and a more productive offense.
Yeah, I mean,
because with Jay Ajayi gone, they don't have a running back. They don't have.
Yeah, they've got a couple of guys. They're just not dynamic. It's like Corey Clement is okay, but he's not Jay Ajayi.
No.
So
hopefully they help. Maybe he'll help him out too in the playoffs. Just having that extra guy. He's competitive.
Well, shit, they got to get.
He's definitely a heart guy.
They got to get to the playoffs first.
Right, they're hurting right there.
I mean, shit. I think the Redskins are atop of that division.
Yeah,
and that's bad.
Well, that's why the Cowboys and the Eagles are making moves.
Yeah.
The Giants ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. The Giants aren't doing shit. They should have shit-canned Eli and moved on. But I guess their backup quarterback got arrested for something, and I don't remember what it was. And it's like, if you can actually name the Giants' backup quarterback, that's like 5 bonus points. Because
there you go.
Nobody knows who he fucking is.
All right, Houston picked up another receiver in Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, interesting move. They'd been talking about moving Demaryius out of Denver for a while.
He wanted out, right?
I think so. With the emergence of Emmanuel Sanders and them drafting the rookie Cortland Sutton, excuse me, his production has definitely taken a hit.
But Houston's receiving core looks decent now.
Well,
don't get me wrong. You got D-Hop, who is, I think, phenomenal.
He's a top 3 guy.
Yeah.
You put him on the other side of D-Hop with Will Fuller going out with the ACL injury. It's like he's good. He always starts off strong, but the dude can't stay healthy. Bringing in Demaryius, you got a bigger target. He's going to be that possession guy, whereas, Hopkins is that deep threat. Fuller was that deep threat. It'll help with the tight ends out. It'll help the running backs out.
I also think you keep Watson keeping his eyes downfield than running the ball.
Yeah.
If he could sit back a little bit longer and focus on throwing it, they don't want him running.
Yeah, I think Demaryius is in a better situation for himself. He's getting an upgrade at quarterback. Deshaun Watson's a solid quarterback. There was a good ball. Mobile, young. Nothing against Case Keenum, but I think
he's got his eyes on Emmanuel.
With that, and he's not as dynamic as a quarterback as Watson is.
No.
So that will in turn help Demaryius produce more, I think.
Yeah, so good for him. I think he's, it's a win for him, and I think it's good for Houston right now. They needed to fill a spot, and they did it. What did Denver get from him?
I think they got like a third.
So
or
most and
fourth.
all these receiver trades are for picks.
Yeah, they just picked up draft
There was
picks.
no trades. Yeah. Ty Montgomery, Green Bay to Baltimore.
Well,
When this is a funny story to me.
well, yeah, it's like he brought the kickoff out of the end zone when I'm pretty sure he was
He was instructed to take the knee.
and he brought it out. Didn't he fumble?
He fumbled and lost the game
Yeah, he basically cost him the game.
against an awesome team, the Rams.
Yeah, it's
Give them a loss, and just being, I don't know if it's selfish or not paying attention, but he talked shit after.
he wanted out. He was the guy for the past couple of years, kind of hybriding between receiver and running back, doing what was best for the team. And I think he felt a little betrayed with how the running game situation was. He was getting minimal touches, and not really involved in anything. And I think he was kind of looking for that way out.
Yeah, he might. I think he's got a little bit of an ego, and you got to, but you ruffle the wrong feathers. Head coach, GM, or whatever it is, or maybe you're not that much of a team guy.
Well, I
Do you
I
think he
can't
needs?
say that.
Is he a premier back?
No, he's not a premier back, but I
And
think
they're
he's a
passing
better
offense.
He's a better wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to running back for the team, so it's kind of hard for me to knock him on not being a team guy when he switched positions to help the team.
I know it's funny seeing an 80s number.
Yeah, right.
Running back.
And now he goes to the Ravens where it's Alex Collins and Buck Allen ahead of him, and so he's like, where does he fit in that mold? I mean, John Harbaugh came out and said, he could play this. He's probably going to play this week. He's going to scavenge a few touches here and there. So I really don't see the upside for him personally being on that squad. The Ravens are playing some good ball. They'll probably make the playoffs, whereas the Packers are going to be that kind of on the cusp team to get in. They haven't made their late season push like they normally do yet. The Packers really just haven't found their rhythm. They'll look great one game and then they'll shit the bed the next game. So it's one of those things,
Just rely on Aaron's arm too much, it feels like.
Well, it's one of those lateral moves for a player. It really doesn't help him much, but it's not like career ending going there.
There's an end drama in the Green Bay locker room.
I think if there was an issue, the Packers have addressed that issue and moved away.
Yeah. Another move. Guess who picked up another guy on their D line? The Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, pick up Dante Fowler, the former Florida Gator. That's a big move for them. I think they stole him from the Jaguars. The dude's a good 3-tech pass rusher just to go along with Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh.
What a crazy line.
It's like the rich get richer. And that's a great, for me, that's a great move for the Rams. You always need depth at that D line, especially in the passing league they play in now. It's like you got to put pressure on the quarterback.
What's crazy for me is how Jacksonville's defense was the number one defense in a lot of fantasies in the summertime, and you're seeing they are just not as productive as I thought they would be.
Well, that goes to being on the field too much. Their offense can't score. Bortles has looked bad. The receiving.
Can we talk about Bortles' hairline?
How bad is it?
Oh my gosh, he must be stressed out. I thought I was going bald. That young man is losing it. He looks worse than LeBron.
Whew, that's bad.
And it's bad, man. He took off. I was like, Blake, you need to put that helmet back on. I thought you were living the life, Been in Florida your whole life, chilling out by the beach, nothing to stress out about. He even plays not very, stress. He plays stress-free football. He's out there having fun. He makes mistakes, blah, blah, blah. Dude, that hair is going fast.
To me, it doesn't look like he's having fun. It looks like he's getting the shit kicked out of him, making shitty throws, and having no help. Leonard Fournette's been hurt with a hamstring all year. Glad I didn't pick him up in fantasy. It's just their offense is just so blah. It's crap. It's straight shit.
Yeah.
They got some decent guys on the outside. As in the receiving core, they got Moncrief, D.D. Westbrook. Keelan Cole's done nothing since week 2. Tight ends are decent. I think it's Savarian Jenkins. They can't get anything going. Bortles turns the ball over. It's just bad. They're not the team last year.
Last year was one of those long shots. But hey, out of the 5 guys we picked, who do you think is the winner?
The winner of that group, oh man, I'm gonna say Amari Cooper.
The player, not the team. Not the Cowboys, just Amari. It's the best thing for him.
I think it's the best thing for him.
All right.
He's gonna benefit from a good run game, and it will help his production.
I'm going to say for my loser is the Detroit Lions. I think they're hurting the most losing Golden Tate.
Yeah, I mean that moves Kenny Golladay up to like number 2 from a number 3, and puts a lot more pressure on Marvin Jones. I mean, Marvin Jones is good, but I think he's a number 2 guy. Losing a guy like Golden Tate really shifts the focus to you, and I don't know if he's the guy.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough of the wide receiver carousel. 2018 trade deadline. All right. Something funny happened. Not funny, but I'm going to say it's funny. Great game by Derrick Rose and the Minnesota Timberwolves 2 nights ago. He put up 50, and he hit a game winner, and then he starts crying, and it's emotional, and everyone's super proud of him, and that's great. The team's bonding after the crazy issues they had with Carl Thompson, Jamarsis.
Jamarsis.
I don't know. I'm just making up names.
Carl Towns
and
Jimmy Butler.
Right. Scored 50, and then he just starts crying, and I'm like, what's he crying about?
I think
you were the MVP in 2014. You're expected to do this. Now, don't get me wrong. Are you crying because you made it through a game without getting hurt?
Yeah, right. I mean, the dude is notorious for missing at least half the season every year.
I think that's what he was crying about. I was like, I did it, But
did he score 50 points last
50.
year at all? Like collectively?
Collectively, exactly. I don't know. But, it was just funny to me. I didn't expect that to hey, 50 points, good game. He starts crying, and the reporter lady at the end of the game is like, hey, you put up 50. He's like, just working so hard, bro. And I'm like, oh my God, you're really getting emotional. Derrick Rose, you are one of the highest paid players by Adidas.
Overpaid players? Yeah.
Oh, dude, his Adidas contract is top 2, top 3. He is huge in Adidas. And they don't even make a custom shoe for him anymore, but he's still getting paid.
Good for him.
Oh, my goodness. Right? I don't know how many teams he's been on the last 4 years.
Who cares?
Enough.
Nobody cares about it.
I thought it'd be funny to talk about it for a little bit.
It was.
I
think we had more fun talking about it before we recorded.
I had a lot of juice on him.
I think we wasted it off camera.
All right. Well, let's talk about another waste to me. Los Angeles Dodgers. After the World Series, they blew it.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I called that. I'm pretty sure I called that.
Everyone called it.
Boston was just a better team.
Everyone called 5-1. How many? All the experts?
4-1. They won in 5. You knew the Dodgers would steal one, right? And it was probably going to be at home.
It went 18 innings.
It went 18 innings, but it was game 2. Game 2 in Boston, I think. Yeah, I think it was game 2. Or was it game 3?
It was game 3. It was in LA.
It was in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah, who cares? They still lost. Not that game, but they lost the series. The Dodgers are so predictable. Everybody's going to point the finger at Dave Roberts for the managing. You can't fault the guy. He manages the game by the book. And to his credit, it got him there. He took a mediocre team back-to-back years and an underperforming team this year to the World Series. And in this day and age, that's hard to do.
Super hard. The Astros, who were supposed to do it, couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, they ran into a better Boston team.
Mm-hmm. You know who I'm comparing? I've talked to all our friends, and I compare the Dodgers to the Buffalo Bills of the late 80s.
Right?
I'm like, hey, you might make it to the show. And I was at the barbershop, too. I'm like, talking to some kids. I'm like, do you even know who Jim Kelly is? Well, dude went to the Super Bowl 4 times. Didn't win it once.
Yeah.
No one knows. Dodgers, you're going to make it to the World Series a couple times and blow it at the end.
They just weren't good enough, and it's as simple as that. You can blame the manager for the moves he made. Some of his pitching changes were questionable, like taking Pedro Baez out and going with them. He played the matchups. He was by the analytics, by the book, and in the long run, it cost him. He didn't. I think if he would have went a little more with his gut and stuck with the hot hand, I think some things might have ended a little differently. It might have extended the series, but I still don't think it was enough to win.
But yeah, I guess the most controversial thing he did was his pitching rotations, right?
Yeah.
And then Kershaw, I guess, just went belly up again.
Well, it's standard Clayton Kershaw. He's great in the regular season and great in like the first round, but the big dance is always a struggle for him.
And Boston's just been a powerhouse.
Boston's been killing everybody. And I think I called it about midway through the season. I said nobody was going to beat them, and I was right. But props to the Dodgers for making it 2 years in a row. Granted, the NL is surprisingly weak, and they had to get through the Braves, and the Brewers made it a lot farther than anybody thought. And I said
Cinderella story. I like the Brewers this year. They were fun to watch.
I think I called them somewhere in the beginning of the season too. They were playing great ball, probably overperforming with a bunch of low end players and no name guys that just got the job done. They played well as a team, played some small ball, and their pitching staff was not that good, but again, overperforming and playing well and, giving run support to the starting pitchers was huge for them. In our last, so this will be our last episode, our last edition of Mannywood.
Oh, Manny. He helped him get there.
Man.
Did he talk some shit too at the end? He getting a little bit of...
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he probably, everybody talks about, always, if you're not a Dodger fan, if he's not on your team, everybody talks shit about Manny.
He wasn't as productive as a Dodger as he was an Oriole.
No, but you got to give it to the dude. I like the way he plays the game. He plays the game hard. He's kind of a throwback. He's going to get dirty. He's going to step on you. He's going to slide hard. And I'm okay with that. Everybody's so fucking soft these days when it comes to playing baseball the right way. You ask any old timer or anybody that actually played the game prior to 2010, it's like everybody loves the way he plays. The dude runs hard. He slides hard. He's great in the field. He's got a great bat. Yeah, exactly. He's got a cannon. He went from third base to shortstop. He's playing the hardest position on the field, and he's doing it well. They lost their guy early in the season, and it's like they didn't really miss a beat when they picked him.
He's my favorite Dodger. I'm just gonna say it.
Does that pain you to say because you're a Giants fan?
No, I like Latin American baseball. Well, that means I'm like
90%.
Yeah, no, just he's our first baseball player segment. Manny Wood. He's a friend of the show now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he listens.
Maybe we'll get him on someday.
And the only thing, he's got to do something with the hair.
Yeah, his hairstyles are definitely questionable.
Don't get me wrong. Take chances. But his chances are just failing. So Manny, get a haircut. We'll see you next year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do the Dodgers re-sign him?
He was a 1-year deal, right?
I think they just got him for I think it's like more of a rental.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he comes back.
I think he's on layaway.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, where does he go from here? Does he stay in LA? I don't know. I mean, it's kind of the one of the big topics for the offseason. Like with the winter meetings, it's like, where's he going to go? And it's like, what's his name? Bryce Harper. It's kind of the next big question. Is he going to stay in Washington? I doubt it.
He's a big name, big money.
Yeah, he's going to end up
to be on a good team.
He's going to end up, in my opinion, one of three places. He's going to end up a Dodger,
a Yankee,
and my dark horse is the Houston Astros.
Ooh, you know what I thought you were going to say? I think he might be a Chicago Cub.
They were talking about that.
I know they were making some.
I just don't think they have the payroll. The Cubs have a lot of big contracts.
I know they won that one series and then they started paying people.
And I don't think
that's not the way baseball works. When you win a World Series, you unload your roster.
Yeah,
don't you?
It's hard. It's hard to maintain. It's hard to keep everybody happy and keep them paid. Bryce is going to be upwards of $250 million, and that's what it's going to cost to keep him. He's probably looking for that 8 to 10 year deal. And
he's potentially going to be the highest paid baseball player of all time when he gets his contract.
Yeah, it's going to be close. Is it going to be on the level of
A-Rod?
Well, yeah, he's definitely going to see A-Rod money. But God, who else? Trout. In my opinion, the highest paid baseball player should be Mike Trout.
He should be.
But Trout's that guy.
He ain't going anywhere.
I don't know.
Not before it's too late.
If he's smart, he gets out of Anaheim. But Anaheim shit-canned Mike Scioscia finally after like 2 decades of one World Series and 19 years of mediocre play. They hired Brad Osmus, another catcher. You know, he was the former skipper of the Detroit Tigers this year. I want to say it was this year. I think it's a decent move for them. But again, they need pitching. The bats are fine. They just need pitching. And
hey, let's see where he goes.
Mm-hmm.
How soon does he make do these moves happen?
Baseball won't start up until like December, end of December.
Yeah, but this big money, it might happen sooner than you think.
No, they'll wait till winter meetings.
All right, well, so, hey, baseball's over.
Thank God.
Guess what? We get to pay attention to some basketball now. I know it's already started for a couple of games. You think so? Oh, I love hoops.
Yeah, you know, basketball is not good until Christmas Day. Nobody cares about basketball up until Christmas Day. Unless you're a Laker fan and you want to watch LeBron.
Or we're Warrior fans.
I mean, what, they're going to have 4 losses by the time Christmas comes around?
Dude, let's give it up to Klay Thompson. Breaking a 3-point record.
14 threes in a game.
Gets jacked in the head, starts bleeding, throws on a headband.
Yeah, giving his best LeBron impression.
I'll give it an AI impression. Let's talk. LeBron was copying someone else. He's not the first headband wearer.
No, okay.
I don't, Hey, let's talk about headbands, compression gear, sleeves there, I say. Sleeves.com, HMW40. Get 40% off. Arm sleeves, headbands, compression pants. They got mouthpieces, but your kid's going to play some YMCA basketball, some AAU basketball. Maybe it's winter sports time. What else we got? We got wrestling.
Yeah, they wear spandex.
They wear spandex. Oh, yeah. Anything. You want to cover up that ringworm? Go to sleeves.com.
But get some cream for it first.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a doctor, guys. Damn it, Jim. I am a doctor. Who knows? Fuck Star Trek. Hey.
I was thinking Ace Ventura, but that's okay.
You dropped didn't you? Who said laces out?
I did.
Finkel?
I did.
I practiced. That was good. I hate it when we got these sports movie lines. And
it's completely wasted on to
irrelevant to these kids.
Oh, yeah.
I dropped Little Giants?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Crickets. Total crickets.
Yeah. But NBA is on, and we're going to give an update. Now,
which conference we talking about first? The best coast?
All right, so this is
the least coast?
This is a quiz. No one really knows. You could guess. I'm going to just go top 4. Okay? Right now, I got the standings on my phone. Hit me with the top 4 teams in the West.
Top 4 teams in the West. All right, so it's going to be Golden State.
At number 1.
It's going to be Houston. Ooh, out of the top 4.
Sean, I'm going to give you a stat right now. Houston's not even in the top 8.
Wow. Mm-hmm. All right, so Golden State, New Orleans.
New Orleans is at the 8th spot.
Oh, wow. Shit, I'm fucking way off base.
Yeah.
Utah?
7.
Oh, wow. It's getting better. Let's see. Who else plays?
Yeah, Utah's 4-3. I'm going to give you the 6th seed because they're 4-2 is Memphis.
All right.
Fuck,
is San Antonio in the top?
San Antonio is number 4. Still.
With nobody.
No Kawhi. Right now they're standing at 5-2.
Okay. So I got 1 and 4 with no Houston, and both LA teams are out.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Phoenix is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Houston's not even in the top.
Number
8.
3 at a 6-2 record right now is the Portland Trail Blazers.
Really?
6-2.
They got a dangerous backcourt.
I'm telling you, they had an off year last year.
Yeah. They got Lillard and what's the other dude's name?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But Portland's at the number 2 spot is Nuggets. You never get it. I'd never guess it.
Right?
Yeah. They're standing at 7-1, 1 loss, playing good hoops. So that's the Western Conference.
I can tell you who's leading the Eastern Conference.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about the LA teams. At 3-5, the Los Angeles Lakers. OKC is 3-4, and the Clippers are 4-4.
surprising.
Yeah. So,
I mean, not surprising to me for
but
the Thunder.
Houston is 1-5.
And their only win is over the Lakers.
That's it.
After, I guess, Rondo spitting in Harden's face didn't
great.
really pump him up.
Nope.
He didn't get to go shoot free throws after that foul.
Oh.
Yeah, Western Conference kind of shit in the bed right now.
Again, toughest conference, we know it.
Oh, yeah.
New Orleans, Utah, Memphis is tough. I think the surprise in the whole top 8, obviously, it's Denver, but Sacramento at number 5.
Really?
Sacktown.
Relevance, huh?
Yeah, it's like,
bringing it back.
Yeah, and they're at a solid 6 wins compared to the, don't get me wrong, everyone's at 8-7 games, but pretty solid.
It's a long season, though.
Yeah.
They'll find a way to fuck it up.
All right, so you said the Eastern Conference.
Well, I know the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference.
All right, who was it?
Milwaukee Bucks.
Correct.
Fucking
tied for first.
Oh, is Boston 7-1
Negative.
too? Let's see. Well, it'd have to be the Sixers then.
Nope.
Not the Sixers.
Who made the biggest move in the Eastern Conference this offseason? They're not in the United States.
Oh yeah, Toronto.
Toronto's at 7-1.
Well, yeah, they're great. They're great regular season
New head
basketball.
coach.
Yeah,
Kawhi.
dude, they're balling.
Yep. You got number 3. So you mentioned the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
And Kyrie's looking good. Team's looking. They get their bearings going. Hard team to beat.
Exactly. But my biggest news for the Eastern Conference is this is what I wanted to say. This is the only thing I wanted to say about the Eastern Conference. Tyronn Lue finally got fucking fired.
How funny was that shit? My wife was like,
who feels bad for Tyronn Lue?
Oh my God.
Nobody.
He just got stepped over like AI by
again
by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
It's like, dude, you had the benefit of having LeBron James run your team for like 5 years. You didn't do shit. I'm sorry. You went to 3 finals. You won a lot of games. 1 ring. Good for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Fucking LeBron leaves your shit again. Kevin Love is mysteriously hurt again. Doesn't want to play. I mean, would you want to stay there with no LeBron? Fuck no, I'm not staying there.
Yeah. You were the assistant coach then.
Yeah, you got Tristan Thompson collecting $75 million when he ain't worth shit.
Yeah.
He's
making more money, making appearances on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Probably. It's just, fuck, that team. Yard sale. If you're going to sell low, sell that shit now.
Yeah. Well, let's keep on going to the Eastern Conference. And we got the Pacers, 5-3. They're at the number 4 seed. Philly's at 6. Charlotte 7. Miami at 8. And then the rest of the conference. Oh, yeah, everyone else sucks.
Yeah, who cares about the Eastern Conference? They're not going to fucking win anything.
Half
anyways.
the conference, it has only 2 wins. Yeah.
It's about right. Everybody talks about, Boston, Philadelphia, all that. They're good. Boston and Philadelphia are good. Once they figure it out, they'll be tough. They'll walk through the Eastern Conference playoffs. One of them will lose, make it to the championship game, and get fucking routed by whatever West
definitely
team.
Not Toronto making it this year.
I think Boston will beat them. Boston's too deep, too good.
Boston or Philly? Yeah.
I still think Philly's a year away.
Pacers lost to. I don't know if they're gonna have it.
I mean, I don't think Oladipo can carry the Pacers. They're solid. They play scrappy. I just don't think they don't have enough. They're not deep enough to compete with Boston.
I want to see what Blake Griffin could do with Detroit. I think he's becoming part of the team. He had a pretty good game earlier this week. He's still playing some real impressive basketball because I didn't think he was going to be able to be the leader of a team, and I'm pretty impressed with what he's doing over there in Detroit.
Well, he had that ability.
I'm not a Blake fan.
I'm not a huge Blake fan because his game to me hasn't really evolved like I thought it was. He was kind of that flash in the pants kind of guy coming out of Oklahoma, big time dunker.
Well, yeah, Lob City was fun to watch.
Oh, it was fun. I mean,
but he is shooting the ball. He's
and that was
driving guys down.
That was always the part of his game that was disappointing. His 10 to 15 intermediate jump shot game. He didn't have it. And it's like, dude, you're not big enough to bang low, but you can dunk on people. And then what else is what's your next move? If you can't dunk on them, what are you going to do? it's like he'd throw up bricks. And it's like, dude, work that mid-level jump shot and try and be relevant in the offense. And, I think him separating himself from Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan was I don't think he did it by choice. It wasn't by choice, but I think in the long run, it could benefit him some more to grow as a basketball player.
I was talking at the barbershop too, and people were talking about, the Clippers. I was like, if you really look at that lineup, that is a solid lineup. They had a team.
Chris Paul, DeAndre,
Jamal Crawford.
Crawford's a stud.
And Blake's in. There's no excuses. They don't get me wrong. They got close a couple of years.
They couldn't hang with the big
the weak
dogs.
point was the head coach.
Yeah.
Playing his kid, doing all that kind of. I'm just saying, Clippers. Yep. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for today. We did lose a big baseball player. San Francisco Giants lost Willie McCovey. Oh, we do have some Scotch to talk about, but I want to give my respects to one of the greatest Giants, Sean. Okay, McCovey Cove. Got his whole cove named after him. One of the greatest G-men out there. Rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, we'll throw up a moment of silence for Willie McCovey.
All right, so now we got some Scotch to drink. So Halloween last night, taking my little kid dressed up as Maui.
Yeah,
he got it down. 19 months, 20 months. He, didn't say trick or treat, but he was like, "Hey, people are giving me things every door I go to."
It's more culturally appropriate to dress up like Moana than it is Maui.
How do you pull one and not the other?
Right.
Because he's got tattoos?
If you're not Polynesian or Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, you can't dress up as Maui. But the good thing is Lincoln's a Kiwi.
Yeah, so that's what I said. Oh, he's part Polynesian. He's not Polynesian. He's just from an island where Polynesian people come from, I guess. But people, what's the funny one I heard too was like, people were telling white kids not to dress up as Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'm like...
that's ridiculous. He's a superhero.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. So, anyways, he's going around and, like it's been happening. Don't get me wrong. Do we have a huge amount of listeners? No, but we have a solid core of listeners in our valley.
Who we appreciate greatly.
Oh, my gosh. So, I go up to Billy's house, right? And Billy's like, "Hey, love your whiskey time. Why don't you try this whiskey we got?" And he walks me into his house. I told the wife, "Hey."
Yeah, we lost you for about 10 minutes.
I'm dealing with a fan here. I got a listener on the line. All right. Billy walks me into the house, good looking house. He's like, "Hey, man, you got to check out my man cave." And he's a Vikings fan. Dude, the man cave was legit.
I've heard it's on point.
It's on point. The couches, the TVs, the paraphernalia. He's got tons of cool signatures, the helmets on the wall.
Big
screen, the big
nice
Valhalla,
wet bar.
the wet bar. And so he walks me over to the bar. He goes, "Try this out." Him being a Vikings fan, he hands me a bottle of Highland Park 12-year-old Viking Honor single malt Scotch whiskey from the Highland Park Distillery. All right. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, we're bourbon guys. So we're venturing off here.
Yeah, we went a little off the reservation.
He's a fan. I'm going to give him a chance. He says, "Hey, try this." I said, "No problem. I'll try it all. Whiskey, bourbon, Scotch.
Not my thing.
But I try new things.
Yeah.
Hey, I go to my favorite restaurant. Do I order number 14 every time?
I do.
Sometimes I veer off. Oh, you have a special? Yeah, I'll try that. No problem." So today, we gave this guy, now looking at the bottle.
Oh, dude,
the craftsmanship, it's got the nice, Nordic, Celtic artwork. I don't know if it's not engraved, but it's a very fancy bottle.
Yeah.
We're talking about 43% alcohol. Nothing too crazy. Smells great. We smelt it, while trick or treating. A nice little caramel tone.
We gave it a how are ya?
How are ya? It was perfect. Scotch whiskey though is not what we've been drinking with the bourbon compared, and I'm sure now I'm noticing these differences. But Scotch traditionally has been one of the tougher ones for me growing up as a kid.
Yeah, Scotch to me, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
I can't get down with the Scotch.
So and it was a little cold, and I was like, "Hey, Sean, this is what I do when it's cold. Take a swig of this stuff. And don't get me wrong, it'll put some hair on your chest. You know?
I mean, initially it's not bad. It doesn't finish great.
I'm going to give it another sip while we're talking about it.
Okay. It smells good. You know, you waft it a little bit. It's got the aromatics. It just, to me, the finish.
Definitely going to need an ice cube. Going to, you know.
It's something it's not a neat one to me.
No.
It's definitely got to be on the rocks.
Yeah.
I think
But if you're Nordic, you know, give it a shot. You know, like I said, it's cool.
It's not horrible.
It's not horrible.
Is it my favorite? No. Am I going to sit here and bash it? No. Would I go out and buy it? Probably not. But I wouldn't tell somebody who asked about it, you know.
Is it cool in the collection?
Definitely.
That's what I would say, yes. I want in the collection. It's a 12-year-old, you know.
Single malt Scotch. Would I go out of my way to get it? Probably not. But I wouldn't deter somebody else from trying it.
I'm stoked that I tried it. You know, it's something in the Rolodex of things. I know about it now.
Exactly.
I want to be a know-it-all. I know a little bit more.
Yeah.
I just want to throw a big out shout out to Billy. Thank you.
We appreciate your recommendation.
Skull. And skull to all our fans out there. Thanks for keep on listening to us. We missed you. I hope you missed us. Well, that's it for us today.
Yeah, good show, Paulo.
Missed you, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Pirate Pride, CIF, tomorrow. Let's take it to Northview.
Hit the music.
Can you blow my whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together